I feel like you kind of have to open with Welcome and Bienvenue Welcome.
No, I don't have to because you just did.
They stole the thunder.
Well, I was gonna just edit it out.
Nope, it's in now.
Welcome and bienvenue. I don't know any of the rest of the words. So, cut that.
Now do two ladies.
Deedly dee dee dee. Two ladies, deedly dee dee dee. Two ladies, and I'm the only man. Fucking, it's like the only part of that movie that is tolerable is him.
This is Cabaret?
Yeah.
I don't know nothing about
Okay,
Cabaret.
the film sucks. The stage musical is great. If you're gonna see one, do the stage musical. Don't see the
I'm gonna
movie.
be honest, I don't do musicals, so...
No, you probably wouldn't like it then.
Yep.
Well, the way, correct me if I'm wrong, because it's been ages.
You're wrong.
But, I mean, it's ostensibly a musical, but I think the only songs are actually
Performed at the cabaret.
Yeah, so it's not one where, like, people in, like...
Oh,
They don't suddenly
interesting.
burst into song, like...
They don't just communicate in music.
Yeah, it's just that when they're at the cabaret, there's a cabaret going on,
Yeah,
so...
it's a cabaret.
Oh,
There
that
is a
makes
cabaret.
sense.
Ooh la la.
It definitely wasn't what I was expecting it to be about, though.
It's so much better. Not in the film. The film version.
When did you see it on stage? I only ever saw the self.
We saw it for Liz's birthday
Ah.
a million years ago. So it was like me, Liz, Phil, I think. Yeah, Phil. It was a surprise. So Phil got it all together.
Oh,
We
wow.
saw it in Worcester. It was really good.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, I don't ever need to see it again, but I
Whiskey.
really hated the movie, so I was worried about the show, and then I was like, oh, the show's actually much better.
There we go.
Anyway, speaking of shows.
Yes.
Hello and welcome to A Star to Steer Her By, a Star Trek podcast. My name is Caitlin, and joining me today are...
Jake.
Chris.
And Ames.
And this is episode 247
Woo!
of this mother flippin' podcast. And today we're going to talk about 2 episodes of Star Trek The Voyager, starting with Maneuvers and then moving swiftly on to Resistance.
But first, our Boxing Day presents. Wait.
I got a rock.
Or crinkling paper.
Alright, this time I'm certain I got Jake poop slippers that will fit. Son of a bitch! If you didn't listen to last week's episode, that you go listen to it. You'll get it. We'll wait.
We'll be here.
Yeah. Alright, anyway.
An hour and a
so-
half
wait.
later.
Yeah.
Maneuvers and Resistance. So, in Maneuvers, oh man, Seska's back, baby!
Seska's back.
Back again.
Fresca's back, I almost said. I can't even call her a real fucking name anymore.
Fresca never really went away.
Austin Powers references.
Okay.
And Clive Howard, of course, has
Clint.
been in... Clint, that's right. Clint Howard, of course, has been in Star Trek.
True.
And was that guy who says, well, the big boy never really went away, sir.
Full
Blah, blah,
circle.
blah, 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 blah,
I don't
whatever.
get any of these references.
Austin
There's Fresca
Powers.
and Austin Powers.
Fresca. No, it's okay. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
Good.
Don't worry about it. We'll
For the
talk.
be-
We'll
for
tell
the
you
best.
later, or we'll just forget it. But we'll tell you lots of stuff about Batman right now.
Riddler.
Seska's basically a Batman villain.
Anyway.
Anyway.
Seska's back. Back
Seska's
again.
back again. So Seska's back, and for those who don't remember, she's the crouching Cardassian hidden Maquis who was having a sex with Chakotay, who apparently is actually really in love with her. And anyway, they're caught up. That's it. So she shows up again, and now she's hanging out with the Kazon, and she's there with one thing in mind. She's gonna steal some. They're gonna steal some tech. But she's really stealing the tech because she wants to make them follow them back to the Kazon ship so they can steal more tech. And she's all like, oh, hey, Chakotay, how's your pee-pee? Oh, just kidding, I don't care, I've got a new boyfriend. Catch me if you can, bitch. And then she's gone.
She's looking all cardy.
I love
Yeah,
it.
she was like, as you can see, I've had my skin grafted back into place.
And the scheming has returned with the new face.
Mm.
She looks, I liked it actually. I thought that was really fun. The like sort of halfway between thing. Plus the actress must have been like, oh, I don't have to put on the full neck. This is great. This is much better. Do you know? She's like,
She still had the chest spoon though.
Yeah, she did. Before Deep Space Nine, what the fuck's his name? Rick Alamo? Is that his name?
Mark.
Mark Alamo was not a fucking crazy person. It's because of that neck piece. So, anyway, so she's banging one of the leaders of one of the sects of the Kazon. And she's convinced him to do what Kazon never do, which is team up with some other Kazon to try to take on the Voyager and get more of the technologies. But Janeway is like, whatever, fuck them, they can have it. We're not going after her, this is some bullshit. And Chakotay's like, I'm sorry, but my pee-pee has been brought into question, I'm going. And he does, and he sneaks up on the ship, and he's captured, and he sends back a
beacon.
Buoy. Beacon. That's like, don't follow me. I just have to take care of this. This is my fault.
And Janeway's like, does this mean follow you? Yes.
Well, initially, Janeway's like, well, maybe we should do what he wants. And then B'Elanna's like, but Chakotay. And they're like, okay, we'll go get him. But anyway, the best scene of this whole episode is probably when Chakotay is like, yeah, does she call you baby while she scratches her nails down your back? Yeah, you like that? She's using you, bitch. It's like, there's this great scene in the movie Rent, the Tango Maureen, where these two...
Talking nothing but musicals today.
Sorry, it's not my fault. But they're dancing and they're talking about the current girlfriend of the character called Joanne and the former girlfriend of Mark, played by Stamets, Anthony Rapp. And he's like, oh, does she pout at you when she's in trouble? Does she do all this stuff? And the Joanne's like, no, yes. And that's basically what this scene is.
Meanwhile, in Brigadoon...
I don't know if you've seen Xanadu, but no. But like ultimately, they are able to, they discuss like magically transporting Chakotay back onto the bridge of the Voyager, but not actually doing it at warp speed. I don't really know, but
I got
either
confused
way,
too. We'll discuss that.
Yeah, they just didn't.
They grabbed him back and were like, fuck you, Kazon, and fuck you, especially Seska, and I think that's it. Is that the whole,
they kidnapped all the Mages first, until they gave them up.
Yes.
Oh,
They were like, oh man, we can't secretly transport Chakotay because they're doing a thing. And Jane was like, just beam everyone over.
is that why everybody wound up on the ship?
Yep.
There you go. Yeah, so there you have it. Now they've got a ship full of Kazons.
I think they gave him back. Or beamed him into space, which honestly, good.
Good.
Yeah.
Fuck 'em, honestly, yeah. Yeah, so that's that.
Initially, though, just to correct one thing, was they were going to go after the Kazon, but Chakotay still decided to do it on his own.
Yeah, because they couldn't.
Because it was his problem.
Yeah, because she didn't
It was
want...
his pee-pee.
But yeah, she didn't want the transporter falling into Kazon hands.
And
Can't spell a problem without PP.
But like, how uncreative the Kazon are. They get this transporter and they use it to execute people. It's like, you got guns and knives.
Yeah, you got an airlock. You
what-
shove them out.
Like, this isn't like new fucking...
Yeah, but I think the point is they have the tech, therefore the other sects will be like, oh, I see you're executing people with magic tech now. We want to join up.
So, oh god, the ending. You forgot the ending.
The ending!
Oh my god, I did. I blocked it from my memory. So in the end, Seska's like, hey, I've got one more voicemail for you, Chakotay. I stole some of your DNA, wink, and impregnated myself with it, so you're gonna be a daddy.
See, just full Cardassian scheming, and I'm here for
I
it.
don't
That's not even Cardassian.
Yeah, that's Romulan level.
That's just a special kind of fucking crazy.
Meanwhile, Archer pops out and is like, I told you she was crazy.
I have to assume that, like, her plan is in, like, all right, in 25 years, the child of Chakotay will return to Voyager and be my spy.
Maybe there'll be some kind of space-time anomaly so we can see the grown-up child of Seska that is just played by Seska's actress.
There you go.
And she'll bang Data.
She'll be like, my dad,
Wait.
I watched them kill my mom and, I don't know, whatever, something about Tasha Yar.
So, the reason I remembered the ending was because I was going to say, until we got to that really creepy ending, this was a really, like, pretty good episode. We actually got to see Chakotay, like, do, like, shit that makes you think, yes, he was a Maquis. Unlike previously where he was like, hey, we got this trick. And even Janeway was like, that's like the oldest trick in the book, you
Everyone
idiot.
knows that trick, Chakotay.
Like, this, he
did
was
some
all...
really close flying to the other ship's whole
he was
thing.
doing some sly shit. She slid back at him. And then he got to be all like Daniel Craig in Casino Royale, being like more to the left during an interrogation.
B'Elanna wanted to do a a flyby beaming.
That didn't happen.
Didn't work.
Yeah,
ultimately.
explain to me what was going on, because I think I may have been taking a note or doing something when they're like, yes, we can do a warp beam out.
And then they just
Well, yeah,
didn't.
because she says we've done it. She's like, I've done it before.
Yeah, with Maquis shit. We don't normally have to, deal with if things will actually work. We just do them. And
Well,
then
see, that's how Eddington would go to when he was still on DS9. They'd warp past and beam him out, so no one realized he'd been beamed out.
And then they take all the root beer from Quarks. But yeah, so they explain that this is what we're gonna do. Then they go over there, and they just don't even do.
Don't even
anything.
bother.
They don't even explain.
They
No, let's not do it.
Explicitly
anymore.
drop out of warp.
I'm very confused.
Yeah, it was really weird. I think the writers were confused.
It's like there were 2 drafts and they forgot to get rid of the earlier scene, but they shot it anyway. It was very strange. So your notes didn't explain, like Memory Alpha rather didn't explain what the fuck happened or anything?
I don't remember. We were supposed to do this episode. Oh, this week. I think I read up on it earlier in the week, and by the time I get to recording, I forget most of the notes.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, they talked about the flyby beaming, and I was all excited about it, but then they didn't do it. So.
Yeah, that was another... So yeah, that and the really unnecessary ending. Aside from those...
The ending is very funny, because entirely coincidentally, when they bring this idea to Martha Hackett, and they're like, here's an idea, we want to bring Seska back, she's like, great, here for it. We're toying with an idea that maybe she's pregnant. And Martha Hackett says, perfect, I happen to be pregnant right now.
I'd have really preferred they did it just because she was pregnant but wanted to bring back Seska than we wanted to do this anyway. Like, why? 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 It's so weird.
It would have made more sense if she had been pregnant when she left.
Yeah.
It would have made more sense if while interrogating, maybe they just kind of like let their guards down and fucked.
That wouldn't. No, I don't see that. No, I think it would have made more sense if, like, oh, she was already pregnant when she left.
Yeah.
Voyager.
So she was still banging Chakotay during
I feel like
being
even
on Voyager?
in that episode, they
Wasn't
implied that
everybody
they were
banging?
still kind of.
No, they had said they'd broken it off, I think.
Yeah.
Well,
That was silly. Apparently, they didn't need to.
Somebody tripped, and just happened.
Regardless, I think Seska's level of scheming is fucking excellent. Because she's so very clearly playing all the K's on.
Oh, yeah.
And they think they're the ones still in charge because they're like, no, women can't do that.
They are so dumb.
They're
Pretty
the worst.
dumb.
That was credit though to the actor who played the lead guy, because like you said, when Chakotay was like, "Oh yeah, does she do this?" He makes a face that's just like, "Yeah, what the fuck?"
Oh.
Yeah, that guy was all right. But yeah, the clans.
Yeah, it was really quite nice to actually see them sort of interacting and.
But it turns out, like, even on the under the pretext of, oh, we're going to work together, they still manage to backstab each other into fucking up their situation.
Yeah, no, it feels right.
Yeah.
There is, because I know I talked about how Kenneth Biller has been like trying to build the Kazon and do a thing with the Kazon, and he mentioned this thing. It's called the sect. I wrote it in my fucking notes. The Trabe. That it sounds like is like a big head honcho one. That's the one that kind of like owns them all. And it's literally like one mention in this episode, being like, oh yes, when we're united, we'll finally be able to go against the Trabe.
Mm.
And I noticed it just because I happen to know, like, in Biller's Bible about stuff about the Kazon, like, the Trabe are a thing.
Okay.
So it's like, I want to know more, so...
It's probably, I wonder if it's, like...
Tell me more.
The sense I was getting is it might be, like, a kind of a feudal society where, like, the Trabe is...
Like an Orion Syndicate kind of a thing?
Like the top tier, but then all of the individual tribes are, like,
It's multi-level marketing.
Yeah, exactly.
Or it's even just as simple as the Trabe are just the biggest and most powerful sect at the moment.
Or like the Founders in the Dominion or something.
Because it does sound like even like I've forgotten their name, but the sect that Seska has had the misfortune to align herself with, the Nistrum, thank you, used to be badasses, but have since faded. Like, because they say, oh, it's been a long time since your grandfather's day. You fucked up, dumbass.
There was a good mention that they said that the Ogla was doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Nog, you get him.
I like to imagine he took over and is now just...
Oh yeah, he killed that guy.
Oh yeah. But yeah, a little bit... Yeah. Like, it's the first time they've kind of felt... And I mean, I know that their tactical advantage came from having Seska on their side, but it's sort of the first time they felt like a legitimate villain that, like, maybe isn't just a poorly reskinned Klingon.
Okay, yeah, I'll take that.
Like, I enjoyed them as a villain in this episode. Again, though, it's because they had this, Cardassian whispering in their ears.
Yeah, they're a good villain, but they're also such a flawed villain because they'll always try to beat each other before they try to beat anybody else.
Yeah, which is, I like that. It's a nice wrinkle or a thing. It's something that makes them a little different.
What I don't understand, though, is why... So, when Janeway beamed over all of the Kazon and, as hostages, why didn't she trade for Seska as well?
Yeah,
that'd be good.
That seems ridiculous. So, yeah, I need Chakotay and the shuttlecraft back. Okay.
How much root beer do you have?
but they still have Seska, and that's coming around again.
I'd like to think, and I'm sure I'll be proven wrong, I'd like to think that maybe they'll think this through and go, all right, for the love of Christ, change our shield harmonics and command codes. Jesus. For what? Tuvok's in a corner screaming, I fucking told you.
Typical
it's
Tuvok.
really Tuvok's fault, this whole,
Yeah, that should have been thing one.
Yeah.
Someone with a lot of intel about us. Maybe we should switch some shit up.
Yeah, that's Chakotay, or that's Tuvok's job.
I suppose maybe... the shield frequency thing, there's no excuse for. It is possible that maybe changing command codes, because those are so important, isn't something you can just do, Maybe it's something you have to be, at a starbase or something for. There's a whole procedure.
I doubt it. I feel like they should just be random every week. And sent just to the captain, and she tells...
Wouldn't they just be rotated regularly?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, that is a good question.
And also they should be changed as soon as they realize Chakotay went rogue. I would just change them right then. I'd be like, well...
Whenever there's some kind of inciting incident that happens, that you're like, okay, we might be compromised, here's the list of things we have to change. The bathroom key, the command codes.
Yep. Pretty sure my...
And somebody jettison... What's his name?
Finney.
That's it. Thank you.
They've been cloning Finneys since the 23rd century. So that every ship can jettison their Finney at the first sign of a red alert.
That fucking guy.
Oh, Phineas.
The other thing I was reading up about is that apparently Biller got a lot of resistance to him wanting to penalize Chakotay at the end for doing this going rogue bullshit. And Janeway kind of penalizes him because no one was like, oh yeah, that's okay, we can do that. So they kind of really shove it under the rug, okay, but you're getting a written warning.
Well, that's the tricky part, and I think this came up in an episode before where it's like...
Oh, was it the Tuvok thing when he stole the...
Yeah, it's like she
go
really...
fast device?
Can't be... She needs everyone she has, so she really can't just, be as severe as she should be able to be, she just doesn't have that luxury. And again, a lot of the Maquis do look up to Chakotay, so she's also got to keep that in mind. Although I still think...
Chell is, ready to mutiny at any moment still.
Oh, yeah. Although, as I said while we were watching it, I'm sure if she made B'Elanna first officer, everything would be fine.
And hot.
Oh, definitely hot. Especially hot.
Yeah.
Of course, she'd be down in engineering all the time, so there'd just be this awkwardly empty chair. It's put a pot plant there. I don't know. Just put a sticker on it that says...
B'Elanna.
Belladonna
Torres. Here we go.
Oh, perfect!
Thank you.
What color is Belladonna? Would look nice on the bridge.
It's a color?
Isn't it Belladonna just like a leafy thing?
I thought it was is it not a flower?
Dunno. You're the one Googling it. I know it's poisonous.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, no, it has very small purple flowers. But yeah, it's mostly just leafy.
Leafy.
That's boring.
Yeah, she should have punished Chakotay.
With whips and chains.
Paddle.
I was about to say, she punished him later.
Paddling. Oh, yeah. That's the thing, right? So she can't just leave people on the break for the whole trip because she needs them. But that doesn't mean she couldn't bring back corporal punishment.
That would go over like a fart in church.
Cut off a thumb?
Except for
the
two kinky people on board would be intentionally getting in trouble all the time.
Floggings, keel hauling.
I've been really bad, Captain. Really bad.
Eventually she works I gotta figure out something new for this guy. But then he just develops
loves spanking, hates tickling.
I would say eventually just develops a fetish for whatever she switches it to, though. She's like, I just can't win.
You just sentence him to be a sous chef for Neelix for a week. You have to just hang out with Neelix for a week and deal with his shit.
Then they fall in love with Neelix. Oh no!
Oh yeah, getting to use Neelix again in his local info capacity.
Yeah, we see that a lot this week.
Yeah,
We do.
yeah. We also get to see his code again in the next one, but that's the next one.
That's the next one.
Except it's not like... I don't feel like he provided very useful information this time, other than to be like, man, I've never known the Kazon to do this.
True, but
this
you
is
know,
so unlike them.
yeah, he's definitely more useful in the next one. It does seem weird that like you've linked up with these people whose technology really isn't terribly impressive by your standards, and you're gonna let them start to rebuild your head. Like, you know what? Maybe just stick with the fake Bajoran look still.
Well, I wonder if maybe like she was having to take some kind of a
Bajoran pill.
yeah.
Like
Bajoran
it was
pill.
Actually a straight up genetic thing.
Yeah, because
She was having some sort of Cardassian beta blockers. I
yeah.
don't know what the fuck you do with them.
So maybe it's just
Growing back.
It's growing
Or
back
she
since she
was-
hasn't been taking her.
She was grinding it off every day. It's actually
Yeah.
like thick callus material, and
Oh,
she was just
God.
going with a loofah in her
Oh God,
in her room every day.
that's horrible.
It is. Sorry.
Yeah, because you got to figure you can't just have like a cosmetic procedure and be able to fool anybody. And the only reason the doctor knew is because he found that weird like DNA thing. But I'm sure, yeah, there's got to be other anatomical differences, right?
Yeah.
Unless they are, as I suspect, the same species.
Which I have heard as a theory before.
Who's the same species?
Bajorans and Cardassians.
Oh.
That one was descended from the other.
That the ancient Bajorans sowed the seeds of the Cardassian civilization.
After their seeds, of course, were sown by the potato people.
Yes.
I was gonna say maybe they were sowing seeds with the rubber tree people or whatever the fuck, and that's how they got the head ridges.
There we go.
And of course, their culture and whatever the fuck else it was.
There was the hottest second that I was like, this would be the best way for Chakotay to defect to the Kazon.
Why would he do that?
Fingers
He
crossed.
just sends,
Well,
sends a message back to the Voyager, and it's like, well, I got over here and destroyed everything. They're probably going to kill me. Don't come after me. He just really wanted to be with Seska.
Him and Seska would be running the place within a week.
She basically already was. She was sending unauthorized phone voicemails in his name or
True.
whatever, text messages in his name, and
I loved that too. It was like, and how did they respond to my offer? It's like, you fucking idiot.
favorably. Ooh.
He's an idiot.
And then he's like, "You better call me Maj from now on."
Oh God, that was very
that scene was so
uncomfortable.
creepy. Yes, Maj. Yes, Maj. Yes, Maj.
Yeah,
She's
no,
playing them. It's great.
They went and fucked right after that.
That was some yes, daddy weird shit. that
It was like,
happening there.
that like it just echoed through the whole ship. The rest of the crew was like, oh, not again. Every time.
Weird.
I mean, look, they barely have water. They don't have good soundproofing.
Oh. Or sex.
Well,
It's
if they don't
true.
have water, they probably stink.
Plus, they're not wasting it on lube.
I mean, a woman can produce her own lube.
Well, yeah, but, if you want to go... Anyway.
The working title of this episode was Manipulations.
Well, that's also good.
I don't know. I feel like Voyager's real bad at titles.
Well, it's at least as good as
like
Maneuvers.
at the end of the season when we're looking back to make our top and bottom lists, you're gonna basically have to read the episode synopsis for each one because you're like, what's that?
Yeah.
I always have to do that
I don't
anyway.
even remember.
They really just should have started, again, in classic tradition, just started using titles from poetry and Shakespeare, even if they didn't make sense. Like this one's just called Exit Pursued by a Bear.
Just go like the Friends routine and say the one where Seska comes back.
Does that make Chakotay the bear?
Maybe? I don't know. He's a little thin. Not very hairy.
Well, we don't know.
we saw that ass.
I was gonna say, but that wasn't really his ass. We don't know.
That's true.
That could be why they got a body double. Maybe he's like a fucking whole ass thicket right under
Wow.
A whole ass thicket. Weird.
It's like the Briar Patch.
Or Robin Williams.
the. Yeah. Well, I don't really want to see his bramble bush, so let's no.
Robert Belton's an okay looking guy.
He's not for me. You can have
Alright.
him.
He's kind of like somebody's dad, but not in the hot dad
Fuck,
way.
That's the problem with this show. The only weird-looking alien thing is Neelix. Everybody else is normal, and I don't want to fuck Neelix. Where's my Odo? Where's my Data? There's no weird non-human things on this ship to fuck.
B'Elanna.
No, because her ridges look stupid.
They're better than they were.
They are, but they still look stupid. I'd go for Kes. If I had to pick an
she's
alien,
a cute
an alien thing that's on the ship, I would pick Kes. And after Kes, I'd probably go for Tuvok.
Doctor. Do the doctor.
Not Chell?
Who's Chell?
The
The
Bolian?
Bolian.
The blue guy.
Ugh,
He's
no.
chubby.
He
No,
tried to
thank
run
you.
a marathon and failed.
Oh, poor Chell. But no, not Chell.
I say the doctor. Go
Yeah,
with the
you're right.
doctor.
The doctor's good, but he has to... Is he... Yeah. Yeah.
He can be solid when he wants to be solid.
All right, then.
There you go.
Plus, he can get into the holodeck, so it doesn't have to be in sickbay.
And also... No, it's okay. If
You
it's
know,
in sick bay, I'm into
doctor
that. That's
fetish,
fine, yeah.
Yeah, Kes can walk in.
But I was going to say,
Oh,
the
no.
important thing is, we can alter his programming, so...
Yes, he can be sick an hour longer. What?
You think the doctor's hands are room temperature?
No, there's still colds just to make it more real. Woo! Oh, sorry.
I that's the thing. Like they clearly, based on the holodeck, can alter temperatures of things. So yeah, I guess if he wanted, he could be like he could warm his hands up or cool them down if necessary for some reason.
Well, he better warm him up or I'll be pissed.
That'd be really convenient. It's like, oh, this medication has to be kept cold. Don't worry, my hands are chilly now, and you can just pick them up.
You have to hold them all.
Well, yeah,
day.
but you have to hold them. Yeah, I was just gonna say that's not. Actually...
Well, I mean, if he did just while he's handling them during his experiment or whatever, be great for giving out COVID vaccines.
He could just turn his whole body into a refrigerator and his finger into a needle, and just fill himself with vaccines and just poke people.
That sounds horrifying.
But why not?
But it looks like they've just stretched his face
Yeah, I
over
was
a
gonna
fridge.
say we'll get some of that really fun messing with his dimensions stuff that they've been doing. So it's he's just become Cassandra from Doctor Who with a needle finger.
Anything else on
Vaccinate
maneuvers,
me. Vaccinate
folks?
me.
Sorry,
Just glad it's over.
How did you not like it?
I
mean, again, the ending was unnecessary and weird, but I thought overall it was really, aside from that, and then again,
I loved shooting our friends into space. I loved seeing Seska getting on with her bad self.
you think they waited till they were back on their ships and did it while they were in bed or something just to extra fuck with them?
No, I think they just did it right away. They're like, look what I can do. Boop.
Actually, that would be maybe not when they're in bed, but that would honestly be a good power move. They're back on their bridge among their crew, and then vanish, reappear in space, dead.
No.
It's rest of the crew okay, don't fuck with those guys. Let's leave.
Who would become captain in the case of something like that happening?
Yeah, there's a first officer of some kind, I'm sure. I mean, it seems like even there's different divisions, they all seem to have roughly similar base organization, and that Ogla guy had a second that, Nog killed the captain and was like, you're the captain now thanks to me, so... And the new captain was like, yeah, fair enough.
Should we move on?
Life goes on. Nog. Do, life goes on.
So does that mean we want to move on to...
Speaking of going
Yeah, I guess so.
Resistance. Alright, so the second episode today was Resistance. And, I'm not really sure why a couple of members of the Voyager are on a planet, but they seem to be making some kind of drug deal that goes wrong.
They had to get some gas for the ship.
Yeah.
Is that really what it was?
Something was going wrong with the warp core, and if they didn't fix it immediately, they'd never be able to turn it on again.
Oh, cool. Well, I'm glad that they were trying to get that shit fixed then. Did they get what they needed? Did we ever know?
Yeah, that happened pretty quickly. That was
So Neelix actually already got it.
Neelix did a good job.
Yeah, no, Neelix did exactly what he needed to.
And he wore that fur coat.
He did, which it actually suits him.
I was going to say, he looks less off-putting when he's in the coat. I don't know what it is. Anyway, like I said, they immediately get caught. Neelix apparently gets back to the ship with the new gas or the whatever they're doing to clean out the fuel lines on that thing.
The MacGuffin.
But B'Elanna and Tuvok are taken
Schwartz.
prisoner, and they're thrown in the prison. And Janeway is found by a kooky old man who thinks that she's his adult daughter and thinks that they're going to work together to try to get his wife out of prison. And it's really uncomfortable at first because it's like, why are you being such a creep? But then you sort of start to feel sympathetic towards him, and he was actually amazing. But basically, it seems this is actually called resistance because there's like a faction of people fighting against the fascist assholes in charge, right?
Yeah.
And they keep getting thrown into the prison. So it turns out that the wife was like a freedom fighter, and the husband was like a coward that didn't want to fight back and just wanted to keep his family safe. Well, I guess that's not cowardly. Anyway. But together they managed to get to the prison, Janeway and this guy. What's his name?
Calum?
Oh, Calum.
Calum.
Yep. Calum. Local man who rescues Janeway. There you go. And along the way, it turns out that he's actually a little bit maybe less cowardly than you would think. He helps like another one of his kind get away, and yeah. Then it turns out that his wife and daughter are both dead, and they have been for ages. And I have a feel, and then he gets shot, and I have more feels, and Janeway has feels. And, all the while, B-plot is that, I mean, I guess it's sort of just a different half of the same A-plot, but Tuvok and B'Elanna are imprisoned, and Tuvok is getting the shit tortured out of him to try to
A lot
get...
of torture this week.
Loads of torture, yeah. And actually, he seems to be doing a much better job than the Kazon were doing on Chakotay. Because Chakotay was just like, yeah, do you like it when she sucks your balls, bitch? And then he's just like, ugh. How'd you know about that? And meanwhile, Tuvok is actually getting the shit kicked out of him. And they're actually just trying to find information about, like, other resistance people, right? And they legitimately have no idea.
I mean, technically speaking, the guy they got the Tellurium from, or whatever, was part of the resistance. But they didn't give him up.
It's actually called Tellurium?
No, it was like Tellum or something.
Tellurium?
Something. Tallulah Bankhead.
Talaxian.
Yes, they were collecting some more Talaxian.
But
what was happening on the ship during all this? Not very much.
Yeah, they're just trying to figure out ways to break in.
They were talking to the fascist leader a bit, and then he seemed like a jerk, so they...
Yeah, he was a jerk.
Everything that was going on the ship was kind of the gloss over stuff, because they don't really accomplish very much.
Not much.
Except Paris shows up at the end, watches a man die, and is all like, cool!
I wasn't sure if I missed something there, or like, why was Paris there at the end?
Because he was gonna be... Either way, he was supposed to be part of the rescue away team.
But there was an away team.
Yeah, because the plan had been to try to get them through the shields of the prison.
Into the prison?
Yeah, using the deflector array, but that failed because they got shot at.
Why don't they just smash the fucking ship right through the prison walls like the Kazon did to their ship in the last episode? That seemed to work well.
Kool-Aid man your way, directly in.
Oh, yeah!
Or you could just, I mean, they presumably have the Kazon ship still, so they could have just reused it.
Yeah, smash it through the prison.
There you go.
That's what they should have done. Except whole episode would have been done way faster.
True.
Yeah, that was one thing I didn't mention about the last episode that you reminded me of, was just like, Seska's like, oh, just wait till he gets through. It's like, you just punched him a bit. That's like the oldest torture in the book. What? And then there was a truth serum that didn't work.
Yeah.
Like,
he's like, I'm going to tell you the truth. The truth is she's going to kill you when she's done with you.
Yeah, whatever they were doing here worked better because it made Tuvok scream, and that probably isn't easy.
They didn't get their information, though.
Nope, they did not.
Yeah, but I mean, he looked pretty bad. He looked pretty rough.
He looked worse than he did after having his blood boiled.
I was going to say, the opposite. He still looks better than he did that time with Cass.
Yeah.
Seriously, you think after having your blood boiled, it'd be like,
shouldn't that just kill you immediately?
Vulcan.
Yeah.
He has a second eyelid on his heart.
Oh, is that what it is? That makes sense.
But still, you got to imagine, he's already Vulcan, so it's probably not too easy to get them to admit they're in pain. But then he's just like, you understand that I literally had my blood literally boil, so...
It is green.
Good
makes
luck,
it different.
bitch.
I don't think his blood actually boiled. I think it just got hot.
Yeah, had a fever. Only cure, more cowbell.
His eyes, though.
Oh, yeah, that was nasty.
God, everything about
We're on this episode where he looks different, though, and this is a good episode.
Yeah, so you mentioned Kate Mulgrew helped convince Joel Grey to be part of it?
Yeah, apparently they worked together on a something or other. I want to say, was she also in the stage version of Cabaret?
I don't know. She did a lot of theater.
Yeah, I know they knew each other, and I know they've been trying to get him on the show for a bit, and he was like, no.
And then, really? That's
then they show him this script, and he's like, oh, but this script... Yeah, okay, I'll do it for this script.
I mean, he's like, I just double-checked. He just needs an Emmy, and he'll ego. Should I give him one for this?
EGOT or ego?
EGOT, rather. Because you got everything else. So
Give it to him for this.
he's probably one of their more awarded guest stars that was in, one of the shows as opposed to like a movie.
Yeah, he was
Apparently
tremendous in this.
They apparently worked together on something called Remo Williams' The Adventure Begins.
Oh no, that's a terrible movie.
But what the fuck is that?
It's
I
like,
don't know.
oh god, okay, I don't remember it really well because I saw it when I was a kid. It's called The Adventure, only one that was made. It was a flop. But I didn't know she was in that. So basically, like, it kind of wanted to be RoboCop without the robot part. Like, a policeman
So just cop.
Kind of, like a policeman is nearly killed in the line of duty. They give him plastic surgery to give him a whole new face, and then, like, he's trained, I want to say by, like, a secret government agency with, like, super karate or something. Like, I feel like he learns martial arts, and I don't remember it. And even as a kid, I thought it was pretty stupid, which is saying something.
Was that the role our friend Caleb played, or was that Janeway?
She presumably was the love interest. Or maybe the villain, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't have that much info. I just Googled Joel Grey and Kate Mulgrew.
Wow, what a terrible movie for them to have been in together.
Well, they got him here, so that's... It served its purpose.
Fair enough. Like, at least something good came out of that piece of shit.
And I thought he was great. I really liked him. I like how well they sort of took him from, oh, wow, you're a cuckoo bird, to, oh, you're a really sympathetic cuckoo bird, and I'm really sad.
I know.
Yeah, because like you said, I think when they first showed him, you're like, why are you being all handsy? This is weird.
Why are you being molesty?
You think it's your daughter, okay. And then, gradually, then there's the moment where he clowns around to create a distraction and gets free bread.
Does,
free
and
bread.
a free hat.
Melon hat.
Yeah, I thought he was I really enjoyed his performance.
His monologues were all very nice. And I think you guys mentioned, like, halfway into the show, once he starts being sympathetic, you're like, oh no, he's not making it through this.
Yeah.
Oh, you called it,
definitely
like,
die.
very, yeah.
He's gonna die, yeah.
The villain was alright, too. I like the actor.
Oh, yeah, he played a good piece of shit.
Yeah.
He just sat there and didn't move, like pieces of shit do.
I mean, he did a good job of being, like, just
slimy and
awful, but not in, like, a campy way, in a
Right.
quiet
No,
way.
in a fucking, like, government official kind of way. Like,
Yeah.
in a very believable, real way.
Kind of shitty at plans, though.
Well, so...
Because, like,
he's not
all
a-
right.
He's not a project coordinator. He's got people on his planning boards for that.
Well, someone fucked up, because they didn't have that guy change his shoes.
Yeah,
And
no
Janeway Sherlocked the fuck out of
He
that.
owned one pair of shoes.
Mm.
This is a very beleaguered society.
Mm.
For the second week in a row, Neelix is surprised at the actions because in the Kazon one he was surprised that the Kazon were all getting together. He never sees that. In this one, he was surprised that they weren't just shooting at Voyager. He thought it was surprising that they were actually going to help him.
Yeah, well, and that that worked a little more actively. Chakotay was like, yeah, I don't trust these guys.
Yeah, he knew right away. They say they're going to help us. They're not going to help us.
They're actually shitheads.
Yep.
Cool helmets, though.
And Joel Grey got to stab him to death. That was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the old struggle stab where you're not sure which one got stabbed.
But then the other one got shot.
Mm.
They got undercut by immediately getting shot.
Well, that thing is like, oh, I think he stabbed the bad guy. Then he gets shot, and the bad guy still is like, oh, I guess he didn't. Oh, he did. He did. Never mind. Good job.
work.
I did, he didn't get to say anything, but I feel like Paris did do a good job of being like, oh, I don't know what's going on, but this is clearly not the best time, but we gotta go. Also, Neelix was part of that away team for some reason.
Oh, I didn't even notice him.
He's
It
like-
was just kind of a crowd.
He's
scene.
in the background. It's like, why would you send Neelix on the rescue team? Like,
Did he still have the coat?
no, he was back in his couch jacket.
I wrote at the end of my notes for the last moment, and that's how Janeway stole a necklace.
Yeah.
We can leave now. We have this tacky, ugly necklace.
Yeah, it's worth some guns, though.
Apparently, yeah. Yeah, whatever it's made out of.
Yeah, I liked a lot of the undercover clothes everyone was wearing, actually.
Yeah, they're really nice.
Because, Janeway had this really sweet little jacket thing
Yep.
going on.
Balana had those fucking boots.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, those
boots
boots were great.
Those are, and even and just Timurus had a really nice collarless shirt.
Yeah.
Those are hard to make look good, and he pulled it off.
Good for them.
Yeah, some good costume design in this one.
Didn't care for the nose things on
Yeah, it was a little weird.
I think
Oh,
they're,
yeah,
I think
the,
they're
like,
called
weird-
Elsorians. I
Like
think
weird
that's what they call them.
holes in their noses, kind of?
Yeah,
And
it's
then
like
they pierce them. They
sometimes
pierce the
yeah.
bridge.
It's like, are they extra nostrils? Like, what's going on with this? Because you can
Well,
see
or
through
maybe
them.
Sinuses? Maybe
Yeah.
they're part of the sinuses?
They probably
But
don't
you
need
feel like-
CPAP.
You feel like they wouldn't be able to breathe through that, though. Well, I guess it would be breathing through here, not through here.
I don't know.
Why not both?
Yeah.
Think of how much easier it would be to sleep if you had extra nostrils.
You know what, though?
Even if you had a plugged nose, maybe your other nostrils would be open.
Of course, we didn't see anyone with glasses. They would have to change how they rest on your nose in that society because you're smothering yourself.
Nothing but monocles.
Or they, wrap around the back and, come together here.
Oh, there you
They're
go.
all scientist babies. I had a little cousin who's a bigger cousin now. That is to say that he's older, because this was years ago. But when he was very small, he had really bad eyesight, and little babies don't have, normal glasses. They have, goggles.
Swim goggles.
And one of my other littler cousins remarked that he looked like... Oh, no, I guess she was older. Either way, she remarked that because he had these goggle glasses on, that he looked like a scientist baby. And not usually big on kids, but that was the cutest fucking thing I ever heard.
Wore one of the dress uniforms we talked about last week for our blogtivity. Check out our blogtivities.
Admiral Baby is ordering us to Candy Island.
What's that from?
Simpsons.
Oh.
It's one of the mid-season replacement shows.
Yeah, so I guess the idea with this episode that they kind of went with was to just go full Don Quixote with it.
Mm.
But it originally featured more B'Elanna, and the guy would have been a Kazon. And they decided to do it with Janeway instead, because she's fun, and not do the Kazon thing, because these guys are also fun.
Yeah, this wouldn't have felt very Kazon.
Coming off of maneuvers,
Yeah,
you'd also be
especially.
really tainted, be like, I don't want to trust these people. No.
It does raise the question, though, why the fuck was Janeway on this away mission?
Because captains always do shit they
She
shouldn't.
has to get out. Yeah, she's getting
I feel
cabin
like
fever.
She doesn't usually go on these types of things. She sends peons. Should have been Harry Kim.
The guy thinks he's his
He's
son.
like, you're my long-lost daughter. And Harry Kim's like, excuse me?
I mean, let's be honest. No offense to Garrett Wang. He's a fine actor. But I don't think he could have pulled off some of these scenes.
Mm.
I wasn't sure Janeway could, but she did. She was amazing. And
Yeah,
again,
right.
he was really good. There was a lot of, really subtle... she did a lot of, really great subtle, facial expressions and, it was just really, really well done.
Yeah, no, it really was.
Yeah.
Very expressive.
What did you
Tour
guys-
de force.
Nice. What did you guys think of the Janeway pretending to be a prostitute to sneak into the jail?
Typical TV trick.
Yeah.
You know?
I guess the writer Jerry Taylor seems like she and the teleplayer writer Lisa Klink both felt they had to really super defend it, and I don't know if it's because it was getting any pushback or anything, or it's oh, that's not a feminist thing to do. And they're no, she's a captain who would do anything for her crew, including this.
Plus, I feel like they didn't overdo it. She added one of those little scarves and hiked up one side of her skirt.
Then she let her hair down.
Yes, but they didn't have her they didn't put her in some terrible skimpy outfit.
She wasn't in Leia's slave.
Yeah,
bikini.
and she very quickly, it was a brief thing. The act was dropped quickly and the action continued. The story moved on. It wasn't belabored. It wasn't overtly exploitative. It was done in as tasteful a way as something like that can be, I think.
Yeah, and we also saw in one of the Deep Space Nine episodes when Kira pretends to be a prostitute to free... Was it when they were freeing Lee Nalas or something?
Is that when she and O'Brien were on
Yeah,
the
they had
together?
O'Brien pretend to be her pimp.
Yeah, they went to, they needed to get into the prison.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, she was just in regular civilian clothes.
Because that's how Cardis like them.
Well, also, they were on some shithole planet.
Yeah, they were on a mining planet or something.
It wasn't like they were going to have classy hookers.
Wow.
Upper lower classy hookers. Am I right?
I did I mentioned this to you guys. There were neon signs in alien language.
Mm.
A couple of even posted bills that seemed to be in another text. They actually had aliens that weren't native to the planet milling about the marketplace there. It's well, you really put in a little extra work to make this place feel cosmopolitan.
I got the sense it felt, because usually when they do an alien city on a planet, it feels very small. It feels okay, you're in something that's the size of a soundstage, and it doesn't feel like the alien equivalent of a New York backlot scene.
Yeah.
But this one, I feel like they did make an effort to make the city feel big and lived in.
That's wild because I know how constricted they are and what they're allowed to build per episode.
Yeah.
I think it might have even helped because I feel like the outdoor scenes, they may have brought things closer together. Maybe because they needed so many different sets for this one, because they needed the city, they needed the house,
Yeah.
The
prison. So maybe they had less space to work with, so they actually made the street seem a little more constricted.
Yeah, kind of cramped. Like it felt like maybe a little sort of back alley part of something bigger.
Yeah,
but it felt a little more. This alien cities when we see them are usually weirdly lacking in any signage.
Yeah,
this had signage and like
always a big open square.
Yeah, dirty old posters on the wall that feel like they've been there for ages and.
No, it was a good.
And again, a couple design. The aliens, mostly humanoid, aside from the weird nose hole. But there was a weird lizard guy walking around in the background. Another lizard guy who was a different species because his head was a different shape. Neelix was there, but and no one batted an eye though. They're like, we've seen Talaxians. Like you need weird special permissions to land. It sounds like, but if you follow them, fine.
It felt like a Star Wars planet in a way.
Okay.
All it needed was a
jizz whaler.
A colorful gang of Vespa riders.
I heard about that. Everyone is so mad.
What's this?
In the latest, as of recording, in the most recent episode of the Mando, Book of other Mando.
Yeah, too many Mandos.
For whatever fucking reason, they decided they were going to have him hire a street gang to be his
and they're
bodyguard.
All like teenage ruffians.
Yeah, it's like a cyberpunk.
Well, no, what it is
teenagers.
They are very much based on the photos I've seen, based off of 60s British mods who would very elaborately decorate and add like extra mirrors and bullshit to the front of their Vespas in the 1960s.
But the kids themselves are like augmented. They're
they're all
cyborgs.
I see.
But yeah, they ride around in these like hot rod Vespa
hovering Vespas,
and they have it was directed I think by Robert Rodriguez, which surprises me because not that he's a great director or anything, but
he's not the designer.
No, but the thing that irritated me most about it was not how stupid they look, because they did look stupid. But they have this fucking low-speed chase.
I heard about that, yeah.
Where it's like, there's no tension. It's just the most boring car chase scene I think I've ever said. With all of the cliches, the running into a cart of fruit and fruit goes everywhere. Instead of running through a pane of glass, they run through a painting that people are carrying across the street.
Stupid.
It's so dumb.
I feel like the slow speed chase was probably dumb, but as someone pointed out, having something very Earth hot roddy Vespa based, that's the most Star Wars thing they've done in years. So if the chase had been better, maybe people would have been more forgiving of the weird designs. It might have worked
for Star Wars in general, but I'd expect to see both those characters and the cars or the scooters on Coruscant.
Not Tatooine.
Not on Tatooine.
Sure. That makes
sense.
Like, Tatooine should look like a dump.
Yeah, otherwise I think Book of Boba Fett's going pretty well. I think that was like the one element of it that I was like, fuck this noise.
Yeah, like that caused enough of a stink online that I heard about it, and I haven't been actively seeking anything out about that show.
You should watch it.
I will eventually.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean. For something to just be like, here's this thing everyone's bitching about, it's like, what? Okay.
Mos Espa. More like Mos Vespa.
Ha-ha! But anyway, this episode.
I don't know. It was good. I don't have a lot of complaints.
Yeah.
It was fine.
Yeah, I mean, I think what it is the crux of it is like the scenes between Janeway and Joel Grey and all that.
That heartbreak at the end was lovely.
Yeah, like it's one of those things that there's only so many ways and such you can say, God, that was good.
Yeah.
Oh, there was that really great moment when they're questioning somebody. Like, we're looking for a woman. The guy's like, I haven't seen any woman. And the guy says, well, look, there's a woman. There's a woman. You've seen women.
Because you had just said that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Cool.
Moving on to our activity
in record time. Look at this.
Quacktivity. Well, yeah, it's because we didn't have very strong negative feelings about these episodes.
Yeah. Well, like I said, the issue really is there wasn't anything to. It was a character piece.
Yeah.
And it's hard, there wasn't a lot to really kind of, what's this? It's just like, wow, just watch these two act, and it's fucking great.
Yeah, one of the books that I read about it was basically saying something to the effect of, normally they don't try to make episodes about an outside character. To which I say bullshit. I kind of feel like they do that quite a lot. Like, I feel like, this guy reminded me an awful lot like our good friend...
Jesus.
No, from Duet. Not Darkeel, but
Oh,
Maritza.
yeah, there we go.
Even Maritza.
Yeah, and the episode is, it's about him, but also about how we interact with him.
We recently saw that actor in something.
Did we?
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like us.
Oh, look, there's even Maritza. I don't remember now.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, apparently Reginald Vell Johnson was also in Remo Williams. How come we never got him on Voyager?
All right, but
We never got him on any Star Trek. He was pretty big in the 90s.
Who was?
Sergeant Al Fleming from Die Hard. The father from
Family
Urkel.
Matters.
All right. I don't think there's a good segue into this, but we're still talking uniforms, and this week we're talking mirror universe uniforms.
Oh. Everyone is sexy.
Some are
Except
more uniform
Kirk.
than others.
What the fuck is Kirk wearing?
All right, so in TOS, in the very first Mirror Universe episode, Mirror Mirror, the uniforms are very fun, especially Kirk's.
Yeah, Kirk's got his sweet, sparkly gold vest. I gotta say, though, the best one has got to be Spock's. Because he's got, like, a bespoke tunic, and he added that little, like, almost ascot thing.
Mm.
Like, he's just, like, he's running with it.
Plus that goatee.
Yeah, like, they should have been like, maybe we should have regular Spock take Bones' advice and actually grow one. Or Kirk, whoever says it to at the end.
Yeah.
But,
I don't think you're giving enough credit. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna give enough credit to Uhura.
Yeah, as I say, they got the swimsuits going here.
Uhura looks sexy as fuck.
Like the poor woman wasn't wearing little enough.
Yeah, but she's got those hot, high boots.
That's true. I forgot about the high boots.
Yeah, the boots look great.
They've got belts, of course, which you'll love. I mean, they're more sashes,
Yeah,
but
the
still.
sashes. I do like the inclusion of the sashes because it's an element that we end up seeing in other in other mirror universe type of things.
And they've all got a dagger.
I just feel like
Not the
Kirk
most
looks like
practical
a gay pirate from a musical.
Well, it doesn't help that in this illustration,
Yeah, his arm.
he's like clearly just went.
Yeah, it does look like he's
Yeah, you'll be able to see this image up on our Tumblr. You can see all the different images, mostly from Star Trek timelines that I grabbed because you can see them all.
God, fucking Koenig's face. They
Even
captured
in the
it
mirror
perfectly.
universe, he can't look evil. He just looks silly.
I forgot they had Sulu in red in the mirror universe.
They did, yeah. It makes him look more evil.
Evil.
Yeah.
Doc just mostly looking grumpy.
Yeah, how can you tell the difference between mirror universe McCoy and
Well,
regular
the thing is
McCoy?
that is regular McCoy.
Yeah.
We never actually see Mirror McCoy in his mirror uniform.
Oh, that's true.
Like, the only actual mirror people, well, about half of them, it's Cthulhu, Spock, Chekhov, and
Just call him Cthulhu.
Lieutenant
Marlena Moreau.
Thank you.
Did you just call him Cthulhu?
I was gonna say Chekhov.
Well, it sounded like Cthulhu mixed with Sulu.
Yeah, it's like
Cthulhu.
The in the mirror universe, Mirror Bones and Mirror Spock act like they really like each other, but they secretly hate each other.
That's pretty good.
And yeah, I think the dagger, as you said, Jake, impractical, but I think it's more just about like, look what we have knives because we're hard asses.
I'm gonna stab you.
Mall ninjas.
I feel like Chekhov actually kind of gets the short end of the stick on the uniforms. He just looks like a dink.
Yeah.
It's like they forgot, and we're like, oh fuck, did we have another sash? Give him the sash.
Yeah, it's
That's
literally
fine.
his normal uniform with a sash and a different pin.
Yeah.
It's just
Like Sulu, like different
We're
shirt.
already giving him a whole ham sandwich. You want us to spend a bunch of money on fucking costuming as well?
Sulu gets some extra macaroni, and they gave him that very unconvincing scar.
That badass scar, and he's red. He's in red instead of.
And they changed his hair.
Yeah, and they made him a creepy sex offender.
Yeah, it's true too.
Mm-hmm. All right, we're gonna jump forward because we see more. We see a lot of Mirror Universe in Deep Space Nine. So first we're going to look at all our good friends in the Klingon-Cardassian alliance and how they basically go for dark and sexy.
Yep, this is a bondage film that's just about to start, and I'm into it.
I forgot that Worf's coat was so long.
It's to hide his dong.
Yeah, it strikes me as fairly normal Klingon-y too, other than being long.
Yeah. And of course, the Cardassian uniform really is the same except for the badge.
Yeah, Garrick gets to wear an actual Cardassian uniform in this.
Yep.
Kira just looks great.
Yep, they fucking vacuum sealed her into that Lycra.
Ugh.
Yeah, I also like both Little Dax and Jennifer Sisko's uniforms.
Little Dax.
I don't know if they're uniforms per se, but we're going to
They're
talk about them
outfits.
anyway. They're mirror outfits.
Poor Odo. It's a shame you got exploded.
But hey, at least, he then went to the costume designers and like, hey, you know how that looks better than the shit you have me in right now? Could you incorporate some of that into my regular outfit?
Yeah, so I was having trouble finding good screen captures of Mirror Odo because he's always in the darkest fucking rooms. So how would you describe his mirror outfit?
I mean, it's more or less what becomes his uniform, just in sort of slate instead of beige and brown.
Okay.
Yeah.
And with belt.
Yes. Because remember, his original uniform, wasn't as well tailored and didn't have the collar.
Sure. I'd have to look at it.
Yeah, no, it didn't. It was...
Yeah, because I remember you had said that after they did this episode, he did go to the, costume designer and was like, could you, change my uniform based on this thing? And it looked a lot better. Because this was better tailored, frankly, than his usual costume.
Yeah, but still very similar to what the normal, Bajoran costume is.
Yeah.
And that's what maybe strikes me as kind of strange, is that it's the very similar Bajoran costume instead of, a Klingon costume or a Cardassian costume.
Well, Bajor
That's
is part of the KCA, right? Because that's why Kira is the boss.
Yeah, I have no instinct to go and rewatch these, but I forget what other Bajorans were wearing.
I couldn't tell you. I don't think you see tons of them, really, aside from her. You mostly
sure.
see Cardis and Klingons.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
sure.
besides,
in the
once you've
background-
seen her, why would you remember anyone else? God.
Fair, totally fair. The other friends in the Deep Space Nine Mirror Universe episodes are all the Resistance folks that we get to see, and they mostly just wear normal clothes kinds of stuff.
Yeah. God, fucking Bashir looks like he's in a shitty production of Robin Hood, aside from the phaser.
I know, so much of it is, it's all very, we wear a lot of, just tattered shit we found in a Goodwill box or something.
Yeah.
I specifically wanted to, even though they're not uniforms, I specifically wanted to bring up these folks to shit on whatever the fuck Miles is wearing. Because it just looks like he made himself an outfit out of, pot holders or something.
I mean,
He looks like he's going to the Renaissance Fair.
listen, Garrick works for the KCA, so no
Yeah.
one's making them good outfits.
Is that supposed to be Vic?
Yes.
They've really fucked up his hair and face.
He looks like
and
Harrison
everything.
I mean,
Ford.
we barely see Mirror Vic.
Yeah,
so-
but
Who
you
is
know
this?
what real Vic looks
Lita?
like. Just
That's Mirror Lita. Yeah, when did we ever see a Mirror Lita?
Oh.
very end of...
When she made out with
Oh,
Ezri.
that's
Yeah.
right. That's right. You're
And
right.
her boobies were all out. Or
they,
mostly out.
they did capture really well, though, Avery Brooks' mirror face. When they let him really go unhinged, he did it so well.
All right, I'm so very, very sorry to say, but we're talking about clothes, not Star Trek timelines for characters. But
Well, his
okay.
outfit's also good.
Well, the outfits are all
Nice
terrible.
slacks.
Tuvok here wearing what kind of looks like the
Oh, yeah.
First contact.
the first contact jacket, but not.
It's like brown, but yeah, same sort of quilted material.
Yeah.
Looks like he's probably uncomfortably warm. Nice
Especially under
turtleneck.
staging lights.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course Lita's just here to look sexy, and that's it. And
Oh, that sort
Fuck
of
that
is Lita's
episode.
whole character anyway.
Dax's outfit's pretty good.
Yeah, Dax.
oh yeah,
Dax knows how to dress, and she did her hair different, which is nice.
Oh, yeah, we liked her hair a
Yeah,
lot.
it looked good.
okay. Moving it forward, we have a mirror episode in Enterprise that we're gonna hit in a couple of years, but we can definitely enjoy the uniforms for now because they end up taking the normal uniforms. For the men, they're right about the same.
Yeah, they just add
more
some
patches.
new stuff.
And for the women, they clearly went with a new horror feel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Said,
but,
let's-
wearing pants instead of a skirt.
Yeah. But it's like, but it does feel like they just kind of took a couple of the uniforms and cut them in half.
Basically, yeah.
There
And
we
like-
go.
And Phlox is like full on evil.
And here's the thing, right? So they are showing more skin, but arguably, T'Pol's outfit is more conservative than her normal
Yeah.
attire.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
so
yeah,
weird.
she's got really big cleavage, right? Isn't
No,
that
it's
her
just
thing?
skin tight.
Yeah, skin tight.
Oh, okay.
fucking
Cat suit.
Oh, hey, there's
There's Sawal. That's
Tarsum or whatever from last week.
Tennis.
Tannis.
Tannis, yeah.
Well, that's appropriate. We should have done this one last week.
Oh
Oh well, I didn't know.
god, that's such a good episode. I cannot emphasize how much Scott Bakula cannot play evil.
Well,
Does that make it a good episode or a bad episode?
Depends on how much you like camp.
I don't.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna hate it so much.
Am I gonna hate it, Jake?
I don't know. I think it's okay.
I love it.
Jake had to tell me the premise so I would know what.
I'll
what
say
uniform
this:
to
it's
get.
the best Mirror Universe episode since Mirror, because all of the ones in DS9 were garbage.
And the Discovery ones I can.
But
do
keep in
without.
mind, I fucking love it. So
Yeah, you liked Time's Arrow Part 1 a lot.
Yeah,
I did.
I might have to skip this episode.
oh, you can't.
You
It's
can't.
beautiful.
All right. Speaking of Discovery, we have the Discovery uniforms, which are just so detailed.
Killy.
They are so different than what we saw in TOS, which technically doesn't make sense.
No, most of Discovery doesn't make a lot of sense.
True, but God, I mean, the Emperor's outfit is just so grandiose and over the top.
I love it.
The bizarre breastplate things.
All wearing
it's,
like armor.
it's
Yeah.
great.
It's
All
because
black.
they're gonna because people are gonna backstab them. You gotta be
Yeah.
covering yourself.
Leather armor. Yeah.
Of course, I feel like, what's her name over here just kind of looks...
Detmer.
She looks like she's just cosplaying, the Black Widow or whatever the fuck she's called.
No, Black Widow doesn't have
I don't know.
gold.
She looks like a type of person that you'd pay $50 and she'd step on your balls.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the Mirror
I was
Universe
gonna say,
aesthetic.
that feels like everybody, but especially the Emperor, and then she'll eat your...
Yeah,
what
no,
the fuck
that's-
is the,
that-
Oh no, she won't even step on your balls. She'll make
Ganglia,
fun
thank
of you for wanting her to do that.
Yeah,
Like,
but
she
maybe
charge
that's your
more.
kink.
that's what I mean. She's the one that just verbally abuses you so much.
You know, it's not my thing, but it could be if it was Michelle Yeoh doing it.
Yeah, we have more Discovery uniforms to take a look at.
Oh, God.
Some of the men are in the is it still Starfleet? What do they call themselves? I think they're just the Terran Empire.
Terran Empire,
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have the normal Terrans, and we also have a couple people in the Resistance to look at. And I kind of like, because you see both Sarek and Shukar?
I do not remember his name, but
the
Andorian.
I found him on timelines.
Oh, that's
so.
Kelly's husband?
No,
No.
he's in
Oh, that's a
season
different
3.
episode, sorry.
Yeah, this is a different
I forgot they
Andorian.
put Hugh in red.
Ugh.
He's
He
got
looks
that
good in
sweet
red.
armor.
Granted, Wilson Cruz looks good in
Pretty much everything.
He
Yeah.
looks good in nothing, also. He's a beautiful man.
Ew.
Beautiful, beautiful man.
Stamets. No matter the universe, he's just
Beautiful?
gonna do that.
Oh, is that a little finger?
Just the little
movement?
finger, the little hand things. He does a lot of little hand shit. It's great. Guy there in the lower left, the little insert ensign or whoever that is, kind of looks like a Franco.
Yeah, he's got the Franco face, doesn't he?
Franco?
Like
I
James Franco.
do like
Oh,
now that
yeah.
though there's just the running gag of if you see a mirror Vulcan, they have a goatee.
goatee.
I know, that was pretty good.
Because Saval has one, Sarek has one.
Tuvok didn't have one.
Oh, that's a good point. They fucked up. Those
Gasp.
fools.
All right, gonna keep moving it along. So this isn't
Oh,
canon,
yeah, from the
but
comics.
it's kind of fucking great.
They are great.
Is that there isn't a TNG Mirror episode, but there are some books in the Mirror Broken series.
Riker looks like a fucking Ninja Turtle. What is going on?
And they put most of the characters up in timelines.
Do you
They
see
didn't
what I
put
mean?
Riker,
I can see it.
but the characters' outfits are fucking great.
Yeah, well, it's very much like the TOS approach to a
Exactly.
TNG uniform.
I
for
love
the
how
Mirror
they brought
Universe.
the sashes back.
Ooh,
I
I,
like
love
those
that
hair.
Data's
But I like
got
how
a
they're
fucking
all, like-
Barrett gun arm.
They're all like fucking Mac, where they cut the sleeves off
Yeah.
the shirts.
These are great.
Actually, he looks like the Juggernaut bitch. No, he looks like the other guy that covers his body in Colossus. What's that?
Oh
guy?
yeah, Colossus. Yeah,
He's
yeah.
kind of got a Colossus thing going.
I like Geordi's little glasses instead of the visor.
Yeah.
These are great.
Yeah, I think the way that they did the uniforms is pretty. It's very much in the nature of their mirror normal things, and
Yeah.
it's not going the weird just entirely redesigning them in Discovery.
Yeah, no, it feels like a logical growth from how they looked
Yeah,
in.
you can
Troy
see.
looks hot as fuck.
You can see Crusher's wearing the outfit underneath her really bling med coat, which I
Yep.
love.
I like the
Yeah.
med coat. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have Counselor Troy in the Mirror Universe. We have Inquisitor Troy.
Of course,
Oh,
of course.
man.
Which I
Is
think
she
is
actually
pretty
good
great.
at mind reading then? And that's
I don't know. I haven't read them. I think I might have this comic because I bought it in a batch of comics. So I'll have to take a look and see.
I think they've done a couple sequels even. I guess there's even a whole storyline where in one of the sequels, Mirror Barkley, who is a complete psychopath, replaces real Barkley for a bit.
Okay,
And no one
that's pretty
noticed.
He kidnaps him and locks him in a closet or something.
Yeah, so I have right now one of the...
Oh god, that's right, Wesley's hair!
Mirror Wesley. Wow.
Yeah, I have a special one. I just had to make sure I got Wesley into the picture because he just looks like a little punk rat.
Yeah.
And it's kind of hilarious.
Oh, that's
Oh
amazing.
my god, he's
in a
he-
decent
he's in-
sweater.
he
for a
looks
change.
like he should be in like My Chemical Romance.
No, he looks like
maybe
fucking,
Panic at the Disco.
Oh god, who's that guy?
Severus
Jake.
Snape.
Close! Gary Oldman played him in a movie.
Gary Oldman played him in a movie. Oh,
Yes.
Sid.
Yeah, it looks like Sid Vicious.
Vicious.
Ah,
But why does the face not look like Will Wheaton? That's
I think it does.
Because he's smirking.
Man,
Will
maybe.
Wheaton doesn't do a smirk. Is all a comic or is it?
Yeah, I don't think there are any novels.
Speaking of comics, the other one that we don't see that's canon, but that there is a comic for, is Voyager,
Oh.
the comic Mirrors and Smoke. And again, everyone is just kind of mirror universe blinged out.
Jackets, lots of jackets.
Janeway looks like a bad bitch.
Chakotay looks like he's from a terrible 80s biker gang.
Yeah, he
What
looks like
the fuck?
Rambo, is what he looks like.
Snake Plissken.
Yeah, that's it.
Escape from the Delta Quadrant.
Oh, no.
So first off, we have a Tuvok.
I know.
Which doesn't
Yeah,
make
wait a minute,
sense
yeah.
because we know that he's in the Alpha
I wonder
Quadrant.
if they explain it in the comic, but I bet they don't.
But I mean, I guess at that point, it doesn't even make sense that there would be a TNG or Voyager in that universe because the Terran Empire fell. In that
Unless there's
universe.
like a very small remnant left and they're trying to, I don't know.
It's probably just a different mirror universe.
Or-
Oh, multiple mirror universes. Like a mirror house.
But I notice that this Tuvok does have the beard, so...
Oh, there they got that right.
Fixed it.
Oh, B'Elanna's in full Klingon kit, complete with a batleth.
Ooh, I love it.
Mhm.
She looks great.
Harry Kim, they fucked up his hair. It doesn't look good. Tom just looks like he... I feel like that's just Robert Duncan McNeil would show up to before he was in costume. It's just like a nice jacket and
I feel
slacks.
like they didn't go far. Like, I feel like with the TNG ones, they kind of went far with like making Data part Borg. Yet in this one, they didn't even make Jerry Ryan look any different. They should have made her like a full on drone,
Oh, that'd be fun.
like in the Oh, never mind. We won't see it for a while, but yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the tricky part, of course, is that, we're not getting a ton of detail from this cover image. There could be,
That's true.
Yeah. It kind of makes you want to read the comic to see what else they do, and that could be fun.
But Janeway does look like she'll, fucking destroy you even faster than her real counterpart will.
Exactly.
True.
I love that.
Big guns.
Did I have any others? No. So that's it for the list. I didn't put everybody in the final slide. So if you have any that you wanted to give a shout out from previous compilation pages, go for it. I don't know if there's any that I necessarily dislike because it's all very much in the spirit of the mirror universe thing.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll just have to say Miles just because he looks like
Goofy.
Poor Smiley.
because he looks very, very fucking silly.
I can say the best ones are probably those TNG comic ones.
Oh, they're great.
Just because they're, I don't know. There's something extra about the, no one has sleeves that makes it just even more
And
evil.
Picard's got these fucking guns.
Though, shout out to Kirk's sparkly pirate vest.
Yes.
I mean, Kirk's. Did I say Picard's?
You
Kirk's.
said Kirk's.
Okay.
Well, Deep Space Nine has got to be my favorite because Kira.
Oh,
Kira.
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 Yes,
Kira.
yes, yes.
Outfit is pretty good.
And that beautiful hair that they gave to Dax
yeah.
and
Julian.
Smiley and
I gotta say, I guess if I had to say that I had a least favorite, it's the Enterprise ones, just because they feel like the least effort. Because, like I said,
Okay.
with the men, literally all they do is take the existing uniforms, put on a, Mirror Universe patch instead of the Enterprise patch, and a few extra buttons, and the women's are just midriff. Like, they didn't make them different enough. They were a little
There's
too.
not enough gold.
I don't know. They didn't make them, like they kind of slapped them together, which is too bad because there's so much in the episode that's great.
Like the Gorn fight.
Oh,
Ugh.
no.
God.
Oh, no. What about you, Jake? What are you liking?
I do like the TOS ones.
Yeah, they're pretty classic.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with TOS.
Cool.
For my top.
For your top? Any that you don't like? Or
I don't really have a bottom here. They're all pretty good.
Yeah, like I
just
said.
give it
How
to
about-
Discovery on principle.
How about the Nazi ones from Into Darkness?
Oh wait.
Yeah, I don't know. There's nothing that's.
Yeah, like
offensive to me.
Yeah, to clarify, even the Enterprise ones aren't bad. I gotta pick one, and it feels like they put in the least effort, so that's why I picked them.
I think I would pick Enterprise as well, just because it so clearly feels like we're just going to do exactly what they did in TOS.
And I also feel like they specifically know we're going to make the women sexy. And yeah, that's what you do in the mirror universe, but I feel like that's real upsetting in a way.
But also you could make the dudes sexy too.
I would love that!
Yeah, well, I think that's the interesting thing with Discovery is, like, they didn't, give the women midriff-bearing shirts. They got to have proper uniforms.
And they look even sexier than the women in Enterprise or Uhura in... Granted, not. I can't say that. Uhura looked great in TOS, but...
She had great abs. That's why. She was... But, like, Captain Killy? Holy fuck. That bitch could get it every second of every day.
Feel bad for however long Mary Wiseman had to sit in the chair while they straightened her hair, though.
Could be a wig.
Good point.
Almost.
Actually, it probably was, because it was a slightly different
wig.
shade of red.
Yeah. At this point, because we talked a while back about how Gates McFadden's hair was a wig for a long time.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
weird.
yeah, most things are probably wigs then.
That's a good point.
That's so hard to imagine just because, one, I've worn wigs and they're fucking miserably uncomfortable, and two, the ability to make a wig not look fake. I mean, granted, they have good money, and the wigs I have bought in the past have not been, like, always the highest quality of wig, but...
That's the other thing, as I imagine, not only do they look better, I'm sure when you've got a professional applying it, they can put it on in such a way that it's somewhat less... I mean, I'm sure it's still, like, probably hot as fuck, because your entire scalp is, like...
covered. I know. That's one thing that it just does not, rack my brain. Like, where do you put your existing hair?
They put it into, like, a sock thing.
And it becomes entirely flat. Like, I got shortish hair right now, but it's still
entirely flat, but they kind of hide it under the shape of the wig.
What's
usually.
But you see on, like, a bald cap. Like, a woman can wear a bald cap and you don't see her hair. It drives me nuts.
It's crazy. The thing I always look at is Eric Idle, in his Monty Python days, actually had, like, very thick, wavy, shoulder-length hair. So he was in wigs a lot in that show. And it's amazing, like, how much hair they had to cram underneath short hair wigs for certain sketches. You're just like, where did it go?
Yeah. Why not just cut your hair?
And again, look at Mary Wiseman's hair. Again, it's fucking Merida in real life. And, like, where did it go?
Is that Brave's name, Merida?
Yes.
Did you say a least favorite, Jake?
No, I don't really have a least favorite.
You don't really have one? I'm going to say Discovery, just for
I mean, I don't mind the Discovery ones, though. I mean, they're fine. I'd say it's probably... I'll say this of the Discovery ones. It's the least consistent. You know, it does not... It
doesn't feel like a uniform. It feels like...
Yeah. I mean, they're all wearing their own sort of thing. It just feels like they're, whoever's in charge is like, yeah, go nuts at Arts and Crafts Day and make yourself some armor.
Everyone just has a day.
Some people put in
lots of gold.
Like Tilly went all out and made a big fancy suit of armor. Detmer was like, yeah, fuck this shit.
Yeah, Detmer, no matter the universe, Detmer keeps it simple.
Yeah.
Low key.
Cool. Well, this was a lot of fun.
It was.
This is a good one.
Yeah, makes you look forward to the Enterprise mirror universe.
We'll
see.
Just thinking about it makes me look forward to it. I can't wait.
Actually, I did see when I was looking this up Mirror Porthos, which made me very happy.
I forgot they had Mirror Porthos.
Oh.
What is he, a Rottweiler?
Yep.
Spoilers.
Wait, is he?
Yeah.
Is he really?
I forgot it was a completely different dog. I was hoping they put him in just took Porthos, but like a spiked collar or
I'm
something.
a little sad that I got it in one, but there you go.
But here's the thing: in the Mirror Universe, they're Rottweilers, but they still call them beagles.
Oh, that's funny.
Does he still eat cheese?
They don't.
You son of a bitch!
I just made that up, but it would be funny.
You're the worst.
Can you imagine Snoopy?
Mirror Universe Peanuts. Charlie Brown goes to kick the ball. Lucy pulls it out. He fucking stabs her to death.
Good. She deserves it.
Oh, yeah. Fuck Lucy.
All right. Well, speaking of Jake being in the worst, as Jake usually is, Jake will probably be the worst next week as well. Listen to us next week. We'll be back here doing more Voyager episodes. We're doing episodes Prototype and Alliances. More one-word fucking titles. God damn it, Voyager.
Damn it.
All right, so we're going to be doing those, and I think we have one more uniforms discussion on the way for next week, and then I fucking quit. What else do we do? You can catch up on the rest of all of our SoundCloud episodes on SoundCloud, as one does, or whatever podcast place you go to. We don't care. We don't judge. If you use iTunes or whatever the Apple one's called these days, go give us a rate, because we don't get people doing that a lot. And you know what? We want more people to listen to all this fucking work I'm putting in finding costumes. So do that. Friend us on the Facebook. Friend us on the Twitter. Friend us on the SoundCloud.
Yeah. You can actually, you can like follow people.
Oh, yeah, you can follow, and follow us on the Tumblr, obviously, where all these pictures are. Enjoy that. We'll be back next week with more. This has been Ames.
This has been Caitlin.
It was Jake.
And this is Chris. Or is it Mirror Chris?
You do have the goatee.
Mirror.
Oh, God. No, thank God I have a full beard. The goatee has somehow become the, like, official uniform of fucking dickheads, at least when they're white guys.
There was a little while that Jake had a goatee, and I think it worked.
Oh, I had one for a while, too.
Because Jake's a dickhead.
It's like become the official uniform of, like, far-right losers.
I mean,
Glenn Beck has one now.
So here's the
terrible.
thing. I originally grew that goatee because I was playing a racist in a play.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Perfect.
And I wanted to look like an asshole.
See, I just had a goatee for a while because I couldn't grow a full beard yet.
Oh,
so
no.
It was like, well, this part grows in.
Draw the rest on.
Yeah, well, now I just can grow a beard, so. Anyway.
Yay!
Now that we've alienated the racists in our audience,
That's
we
cool.
never wanted you
I was
anyway.
gonna say, we don't really want them.
Good night!